Abraham neje Isaac. God is beginning to discover that if Abraham continues like this, I will not go far with him. Let me tell you, as you begin to walk with God, God will not give you all the blessings you need immediately. No matter how rich and blessed you are now, you have not seen blessing. You have not seen any blessing until there is a test God will conduct and you pass the test. What happened? And at the end of the day, God was watching Abraham and Isaac. Abraham or Isaac. You don't blame him. Old age. And what happened? God met Abraham one day. God was trying to bring Abraham out. And my prayer is that he will bring you out from there. Because that place is not a good place to stay. A place where your motivation in appearing before God's presence is not because of him, but for physical things. For you to last in soaring, you must come out of that level. So God decided to plan something to bring Abraham out. And God came to Abraham one day and said, Abraham, take your son, the one you love. See, if it is me, I will make sure that room will sleep. Abraham will lie down. Isaac will lie. Ishmael will lie. And I will have a knife in my hand. Immediately God will say, Abraham, take your son. Cham! I will cut Ishmael's hair immediately. Abraham, take your cham. Man, God is specific. Or say, take your son, the one you love. God is already jealous. When God sees what you are doing with your new car, God is jealous. God is a jealous lover. He needs attention. Have you ever bought a new car before? For the first time in your life? You will not sleep well that night. By 2 a.m. It's not midnight. Can you feel me? That is attention. When we begin to do these things, God is doubting whether we will last with him. You must come to a point where even if God removes everything from you, it will not affect your communication. God can now trust you. Then what happened? Immediately, Abraham will borrow Isaac. Of course, you cannot tell your wife. You can't tell your wife. Sarah, that is the end of the sacrifice. Oh, you say, I'm going to give my chineke guy. But what happened? Abraham hid it. Or they were easy for him. He had the voice. There is something God will say, you will know is God. If you hear God saying, I'm going to lift you up, it's easy to believe. But when the same voice come and tell you, take your son, you will say, God forbid. Is it not true? Then he took the son. Normally, he used to go out before to sacrifice with the little boy. But in this particular sacrifice, the boy kept asking him up here, there is light, there is firewood. Where is the lamb for sacrifice? If God opens your eyes to see the kind of emotional trauma Abraham was passing through, he said to him, just prophetically with faith, the Lord will provide a lamb for what? Sacrifice. But the one asking God didn't know that God has already provided a lamb, and he is the, after all, Jesus is the Lamb of God. Then when he reached there, after setting up the base, the altar of the sacrifice, he took Isaac, tied him hands and feet, and kept him there. Isaac in us here, that is what happened. Father, why will you want to kill your son? He can't answer that question. How can Abraham tell Isaac, God said I should kill you? So Isaac will not understand it. Some things are better kept silent. Then heavens You see, that day, the attention of the whole heaven was on that mountain. Everybody was watching. We are about to give a man a name that in generations to come, people will remember him, but there is a step stopping him. This is a point of decision. You understand what I'm saying? So that we will know whether he will fail or pass. Abraham, there is something God wants to achieve in his life. Abraham took the knife and raised it up. You know, God does not see physically, he sees your heart. God saw the heart and said, please, angels, I beg. Okay, for because was more when God has seen the heart, and more when achieve. God succeeded in removing Isaac from where Abraham kept him and replaced it with himself. That was what happened. And at that point, God spoke to him and said, Abraham, in blessing, I will do what? In multiplication, I will do what? Multiply. This test will come to everybody. Ask yourself, why am I here? Business breakthrough. Why am I here? Conception and delivery. If God meets all these needs, will you still be available? When you go for set apart, what is the prayer point? Say, blessed are those that hunger and thirst after righteousness, but they shall be what? They shall be filled.